Jelly Roll connected us. Jelly Roll's your boy.
That's right.
Yeah, Jelly Roll connected us. You're like, this is the guy, man. He has the same hustle, man. He's doing the damn thing. He's fighting the good fight. And I looked in you. I'm like, man, is he fighting? That boy's.
Well, it's fighting with art and smart. It's like there's that great saying by Einstein: "Criticize by creating." It's kind of what you do.
It's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jelly would be able to say that. Give me the same glowing review these days now that he's sort of at the Grammys.
superstar.
Yeah.
He's such a good guy, though.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
I don't know how it is. I don't, he's, who would have thought? Like, he's just like, he's hosting American Idol. Like, American Idol? Like, Jelly Roll has tattoos on his face. He's like an American Idol.
Yeah.
He's at the Grammys.
Gives hope for guys like me, man.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's a matter of time, bro.
Yeah.
You've got Ben Shapiro. You got other people in the mix. It's exciting.
I don't know if you go from rap song with Ben Shapiro to hosting American Idol, but like, you never know.
You never know these
the
days.
fact that
They
you
need
made-
ratings.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's
That's true.
And the fact that you made that work, like I was like a Ben Shapiro, and it was really,
Yeah, really well done.
yeah.
Thanks, man. Thank
It
you.
was musically kind of like it worked.
Well, I mean, Ben did his thing, man. Like, it was actually, I was horrified. Like, when we first met with Ben's team and we did a little interview on the Shapiro show, and Ben kind of made a joke about like, oh, like maybe we can do a rap song together sometime. And we both just kind of laughed at it. And then the second the interview ended, I walked into the living room and Nova's sitting on the couch, and I was like, we got to get Ben on a rap song. Like,
So it was your idea?
Yeah.
I think that if you don't stand for something, you stand for fucking nothing. And if you're not willing to fight for something that you can define, then you're not a fully formed human being. And that's what
100%.
I respect so much about you, is because you're criticizing by creating, and you're putting your money where your mouth is, and it's working out. I mean, the plus also is that you're super talented. I mean, I'm not a rap aficionado.
Well, that you have
You're
to.
talented.
You're not sitting on this couch, but you're not selling. If you're not talented, there's no argument. Because then the corporates just
Yeah.
like, look at him, he sucks.
Yeah.
But they can't use that, So
I think that's kind
talent's
of
number one. Otherwise, there's no fight.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what they tried to do with like the Ben record, right? Is like, because they're like, I'm not daft to the fact that there's like, the novelty is fucking thick with the Ben thing. And it is like a big fucking troll. Like, it's fucking Ben Shapiro. Like, does he have any business being on a fucking rap song? Fuck no.
That's what's
but
great.
that's why
you're
everyone
using
tunes in.
humor.
Yeah, but the press, they're like, oh, this talentless hack Tom MacDonald
Yes.
has put this other fucking idiot Ben
Who's doing
Shapiro
that
on
to
a
you?
song.
I love this.
Dude, it's
Oh,
every,
I love it.
Yeah, that's the narrative. And they're like, look, he has to use Ben Shapiro to get views. It's like, oh, you guys have no clue what you're talking about.
Yeah.
He's had
like,
videos way bigger than this.
yeah, TMZ bodied
his videos
us.
are bigger than you.
Yeah. And so like TMZ dragged us, fucking Forbes, like Loki kind of dragged us, like pretty much 90% of the press coverage.
But think about what the press is, Bubba. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, of
they're all
course.
over here.
Activists.
Of course.
All
They're
over here.
activists.
Of course.
Not even fucking
So they all fucking dragged us and made it seem like I'm some talentless clickbait gimmicky guy and this is my big moment in the sun with Ben. And it's like, yo, like I've sold fucking probably 1 million hard copies of my CDs over the last 6
But those
years.
people that read that and
Like-
go, "Oh yeah, it's a gimmick." You don't want them as
Yeah,
fans.
fuck
The
that.
sheep
Well,
that
they're not
read that,
buying
you
it.
don't
Yeah.
want that.
Yeah. Did you see LA Times? How many people they had to lay off? How many journalists? Nobody's reading the LA Times.
Yeah.
Nobody's reading these fucking.
Right.
Because they don't trust them. Because they've lost trust.
But you would think like those big corporations, whether it's CNN, even Fox, but like all the like LA Times, New York Post, Rolling Stone, ESPN, like everything's headed down. Nothing's on a positive scale. So you think they go, okay, what we're doing's not working.
Joe Rogan just himself has had a huge effect on boys from the age of 12 to like 22. My son, who's 12, is basically a conservative because he's listening. He and his friends are all listening to Rogan, listening to guys like you. It just because they've been kind of demonized. They've been told that they are the problem. And so kids are like, but then they get a guy like you and they're listening like, but that's how I feel. I'm not a bad person. I'm competitive. I want to do sports. I want to fuck around and be funny. I don't want to feel like a librarian's always watching me. I don't want to feel like there's a chaperone in the corner. Hey, stop dancing or roughhousing, boys. Don't roughhouse. That's what they're telling boys. Roughhouse? It's all we fucking do.
Yeah.
You know, all we do is tease each other. All we do is say shit we're not supposed to say. That's the whole point.
That is the point.
That's the whole point.
Like-
If you tell me I can't say it, he and I, before the cameras are on, the shit that he can't help himself. We were going live.
I say every word possible.
We were going live, and I was like, hey, even me, I was like, hey, you got to calm down.
Yeah, I love it.
I was already getting texts on the way.
I'll say every word that would get us
off-color shit.
canceled. Every
I
word.
mean, we would have gotten canceled. My children would have been canceled just for knowing him. And it
Generations would
He's like, I got to get it out of my, you know.
Yeah.
Don't tell me not to do something. It's going to fucking cause a problem. So.
But for you, like as far as moving forward, like after you're doing the good fight, what's the like? How do you win in the end? I guess just keep doing what you're doing.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, like when my career's come to a close and I decide to walk away from it all, I think I get to pack up with my integrity still intact, and like at the end of the day, like shit like the Billboard charts and shit like that, like I look at it as it's like a form of like revenge for me. It's like I've entered an arena where I'm not supposed to be, and I'm winning. And I have like 35 or 36 or 40, some fucking obscene number of number ones on Billboard. So
that shit.
But when it comes to Billboard and
So
that stuff, like once you see how the sausage is made, aren't you like, I'm good. I don't need it, man.
yeah, but it's still fun.
Yeah.
It's still fun. And like
It's fun to stick it to people. It's like,
yeah, like I feel like the music industry has treated artists like shit for so long, and like exploited dreamers and taken advantage of people who have a passion for this shit and robbed them and just
God, I wish you were a UFC fighter. We could use the same energy.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I feel like they've just fucked with artists for so long that like as long as I'm capable of it, I'm just gonna fuck with them right back, and I get to walk away at the end of the day and be like, well, I did it. And like whether they want to give me a Grammy one day or not, like I still made fucking $50 million and had a blast and spoke for a bunch of people who felt
what
like
you wanted
they
to
didn't
do.
have a fucking voice. I got to speak up for people and be that guy on the front line, and like, and that shit helps me sleep at night. So that like that.
I think that, you know, you're so needed. I think I said this to you on the phone, like people, I don't like saying the right, because you know everybody gets branded far right. Or how about just people who are about partially traditional values? People say, "Are you right wing?" I'm like, I don't know. What's the subject?
Yeah,
I change all the time. I don't know.
Yeah,
but I'm not. You know, don't try to label me.
No, I mean, I'll storm the
crazy.
Capitol,
I'm not right. I'm not gonna right.
Well,
that's
if I have
different.
to.
That's different.
No, it's vibing.
Right. But you know what I'm saying? Like what you're preaching to me, common sense and kind of the values that kind of built a lot of the stuff that we enjoy all the time.
And that's what it is, dude, is like, but it's like we talked about the conspiracy theory label, and that gets tossed on anybody that's interested in a narrative that's contrary or running not parallel with what the mainstream narrative is. To doing the same shit with the far right wing thing. Like I've never labeled myself as a conservative rapper. I've never labeled myself as a right wing rapper. I just like the woke shit that's going on the left.
It's a lot.
Like the further you lean away from that, you can lean away from the woke shit
and not play for
be,
the other
and
team.
not be leaning
Yeah,
into
that's how
the,
I am.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Like, yeah, so that's kind of
They
like,
all suck. Like
Yeah.
left and right suck.
Oh, dude, the whole
but
thing
I'm
is
sure
a
it's fucking
fucking-
not left. I know that.
Yeah,
But I'm
yeah.
not all the way on the right.
Well, I don't know
Yeah.
how to be left when I can't follow any of their rules because they're always changing.
But they're also
I-
crazy.
Well, it's also crazy.
like my sister made a T-shirt for us the other day that said, "I'm not always right, but I'm never left."
Yeah.
And like that's kind of like how I feel about
Yeah, me
the whole
too.
shit. But like, you know, in general, like the whole
Don't you think most of us are that way though? And isn't the conspiracy that the people who might not even exist are being amplified? Like sometimes
sure.
I think there's an argument being fostered
Like-
by other agents.
But I think that's why Trump's getting so big, because people are like, all right, I'm not pro-Trump, but I'm sure as fuck not this.
Yeah.
And if the option's this or this, I'm going over
Did
here.
you see this?
See, and that's the fucking problem.
That's our option.
Is there like, you know, no matter who you vote for, what team you decide to like endorse, it's going to go to shit anyway.
Correct.
And then they're going to be like, well, you chose this person and it's going to shit. And it's like, okay, well, is it a democracy or is it a fucking trick? Because if you give me 3 sandwiches and it's fucking dog shit, cat shit, and bird shit, and I choose one of them and start eating it and go, wow, this tastes like shit. And you say, well, you chose to eat that one. And I'm like, the 3 fucking choices you gave
We're all
me
shit.
were all shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like and that's just, you know, from a million feet, that's what this whole thing seems like to me.
Agreed.
It's like, it's not even about like, people say like, oh, it's divide and conquer and shit. It's beyond that at this point. They amplify the voices that you're talking about, so we divide ourselves. Like they don't even have to step in and be like, okay, whites over here and blacks over here and gays over here and straights over here. They just amplify these super fucking extreme voices.
Because they want conflict. They want conflict, so we're not focused on the real issue.
Right.
Exactly.
That's how I
It's
feel.
because then nothing gets done.
Right.
The fucking smoke
They're
screen.
like, dude,
Yes.
yeah, they're busy fighting over here about trans rights.
Yes.
And when most was like, we don't care, whatever they want to do. Like, no, but you hate them. And it was like, no, but we want to get this done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my thing
Yeah.
is, how do we deal? I think you're exactly right. I think we're being told to look over here, and there's a whole bunch of like emotional issues, kids and trans, and all. And we just go over here, and you got to wear masks, and we're looking over there. But I think the larger threat is as technology becomes what it is, and as we are able to be more and more independent, you can see that you don't really need a record label. You could make the argument that the political system as it is, the president as a figurehead, is no longer as relevant. You need laws and you need things like that, but you could make the argument that what you worry about is technology is making it very easy to control people on a massive level.